So I think I'll start with data. I think one of the opportunities that we get through data is to see what is actually going on in the system, to understand through data the story of the people who are, have the lived experiences they talk. I mean, I went to 2 sessions today. I've been to the person-directed support session twice because I was very enamoured with the presenters, actually, Audrey. I thought it was fantastic to see them up here. And it did give me pause for thought around both data and digital technologies and what we can do to support people. Some of the themes, some of the comments that were coming out were things like equity by design and how do we actually remove barriers in the system. And there's no doubt that we've got some real complexity in our systems. I think those in themselves present barriers. I think the way that we design systems need to reflect the people that actually use those systems. As I say, I think that the data that we capture, do we capture the right data? But more importantly, when it tells us something, are we going to take action? Because there's no question through the data we will see inequities. And the question is, are we willing to actually act upon the data? They call it actionable insights. It's not something I think that we're necessarily particularly good at. So the opportunity to improve equity through data, I think, is incredible. The other thing I would say around digital is we've got to remember that there are those that have access to the technology and those that don't. And so we can't forget the people that don't. And I know digital inclusion is a big focus for the government. And we have to find ways to make the technology accessible, but we also have to deal with the people that can't necessarily use the technology but still need to access services. Otherwise, by design, we make the system equitable.
It's an interesting point you make about not just using the data to identify the problem, but also the solution. In the equity session, Dr. Nina Scott talked about presenting data, clearly showing the issue, but no one wanting to leap on it and address it. So I guess using it to identify the problem is only half the way there.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that that's about leadership. And being prepared to, and I think, Audrey, you mentioned, but I certainly heard being prepared and being open to different ideas, because while the data shines a light on the issue, we then have to have the right conversations about what we're actually going to do about it. It's about leadership, and the term that came out of the person-directed thing, which I really like, was community leadership, because the answers actually lay in the community. It's not something that we can design from the top, and we shouldn't design from the top.